I was about to reply to him there, but then I noticed it doesn't matter if I reply. Oh, special, we wanted to wash away the carpet.
Nah. We'll keep it for another time, until we get back to horses.
But let's hope I don't blow up the stage. I haven't blown up the end, so that's a good thing. Yes, it worked. Alright. We have a way of getting players to the end. Can I get rid of the sword?
No, I don't think so.
Nope, I can't get rid of the sword. Welcome back, how are you doing today? Okay, so we have a way of getting people to the end.
Eh.
Alright, let's go then. End fishing it is. Yep, we do. Yeah, I think so. Use one of the wormhole potions, the top one in the chest. It's a self-replenishing chest, so don't worry. The center one. Yep.
Hmm.
I'm moving us to the stream channel. We are now in the stream channel. And Fox. Hey YouTube. We aren't muted, Sparks. So I guess the stream starts here.
Oh, I muted myself but not you guys, so yeah.
Hey Just Gaming.
Welcome to the new episode of Gamemode 4. The new episode. What am I even talking about? I'm just choosing words and fish sticks.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of Gamemode 4 Toolbox, where we try to develop Gamemode 4 modules and not go insane in the process.
Oh yeah.
It's a little late for that, but okay.
We're almost kind of good at it.
Yeah, today is
That's about right.
a bit of a weird day. So our friends over at the Gamemode 4 unofficial Gamemode 4 Labs Discord came up with the idea of fishing in the end, in the void.
Yeah.
And we thought that was quite neat, so this week's episode will be a bit of an experimental episode where we try to see how we could do this and how we could realize the fishing mechanic. We basically don't know how to handle a fishing bobber yet, but we'll figure things out, and
Yep.
I hope you will join us on the journey.
So there's a maximum. It looks like there's a maximum extension that the bobber has before it returns to the player. It's fairly long, but it does mean
Are you
that
sure that's not it's dying in the void?
maybe. Let me try from a higher height. I'll go like over land as well. It seems to be still retracting.
Yeah, there's a maximum range apparently.
Okay. We could detect the age of the bobber perhaps to solve that problem.
We can detect when a player uses the fishing rod.
We can, yeah.
Yep, and we can trigger something using that.
Also, I'm listening to the sound effect. I really like it actually. It's like a spooling sound. You can hear the thread unwinding.
Yeah.
Never
I
really
think
paid that
that's
much
the
attention.
1.13 stuff.
Yeah.
Checking advancements isn't that bad. Is it special?
What type of advancement stuff?
Like, if we have an advancement setup that checks for a player using a fishing rod, and if we checked it around 20 hertz, is it that bad? Because if we did that, we could like tag the fishing bobbers reliably.
Well,
Or do we even need to?
if the advancement triggers when you just cast it, then you could just have it run as a reward from the
yeah.
advancement.
Yeah, so that would be a good way of assigning scores to the fishing bobbers. Have an advancement and give some rewards as functions to track them.
Curious if that counts for a used item, but we'll find out.
Oh yeah, let me... I'm just not with it today, am I? There we go. Now you guys can see the stream. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I had the streaming soon message still showing.
Alien Guy asks, hello, I have a question. Will your modules ever add new foods? That's an interesting question.
I mean,
I don't know how to answer that.
It's kind of hard to add food items with the
Yeah.
actual food mechanic.
We've tried. I did an
there was-
experiment
there was one,
ages
yeah.
ago called Pointless Platter, which was supposed to make grasses drop different types of seed when they were broken. You'd have like cardamom and coriander seeds and stuff like that, and then you could craft them into new food items. But the problem is you can't really change the effects that a food item gives the player when it's consumed. So we kind of didn't really know what to do with that. I'd love to add new foods, but
I have to say, on the point of new foods, that with the current Minecraft food system, there is not really a point to add new foods. I'm always open to suggestions here, so Eddie Guy, what do you think would new foods add? Because from my point of view, Minecraft's pretty linear when it comes to foods. Like, all you can do is they saturate you and they fill your hunger bar.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a wide spectrum of foods for that already, like just eat steak or golden carrots, and if you're early game, just eat bread or something. But there's not much else food can do, so having a even larger variety doesn't really help that much. A lot of mods introduce foods that give you potion effects, but that just feels wrong to me and doesn't really add a whole lot.
I think if we added varieties of foods, the way to do it would be to include it with a module where, similar to a mod I saw on like Feed the Beast or something, you can't eat the same food item too much. Like eventually it like doesn't really saturate you very much anymore. So you have to like vary your diet up in order to continue getting the most out of your food. Yes.
Look behind you.
Yeah, I have a bobber in me.
Yeah, so this happens if I attach it to my bobber and then spectate you in spectator mode. This will never disconnect.
Even if I'm too far, even if I reach the limit of the thread?
It would only disconnect if I am too far away from you, but I'm spectating you.
Oh, wow.
It only disconnects once those chunks unload.
You can also see that the thread is drawn as a line with the same solidity or size regardless of the... Although it does interestingly have void fog on it.
Does it? For me, it doesn't.
I'm getting void fog. the very end of the line is kind of shaded.
For me, it's just I couldn't see the island there, but I could see the line. Yeah, I think Drop It did this to me last week, which was annoying because I didn't know how to get rid of it.
Oh wow, it even stays if I... Can you see this bobber floating around?
Yes.
Special.
I don't think Special can see it. Only the 2 players involved can see it.
I don't even know where you two are, so that's fine.
Is there a bobber flying around your face?
I don't
No,
see
you can't see
anything.
it.
Okay, fair enough.
Where are you?
We got our solution there. So this is how to do void fishing. You just have to have 2 players that do the bobber for you.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay, so step 1, get this bobber out of my face. Okay. So we can detect when players. We don't have a module template ready, do we?
We don't. We are very unprepared, but we have a test bag. Special. Do you have stuff for a module template? Because I guess you've got FTP open right now.
Maybe.
We have a new template, right?
Oh no. Not the colors of 2 module versions.
I think I updated it.
Whilst we are trying to get that working, we can just try this using commands here.
Yeah.
So one question is, how do we keep the bobber floating? Like, it's not nice if the bobber drops down. On the one hand, you can't see whether you caught something.
So I was told that we can't give it levitation, but I want to try it anyway just to see.
No, you can't. It's not a living entity.
Have you already checked it? Okay. So we could try teleporting,
try giving it no
upwards
gravity.
motion, or no gravity. That's a good idea.
No gravity.
Let's try that one first, because that would be a nice lag-free way to do it.
Here you go, Sparks.
Oh, thank you. So we want to go data merge entity at e type equals fishing bobber. I guess we could put an age in there as well. What, we have to do a limit on? We'll have to execute off the entity then. Fine. I don't understand why you have that limit on a lot of the commands. Execute as.
Special, do we care if people jump into the void here? As in, can I remove this barrier box?
I mean, if people really hate themselves that much, why not?
As always, you can join our stream server and watch us live, or join our Discord server and listen to the audio live.
Okay, execute as type equals fishing bobber run data merge entity at s no gravity 1b. So if this is now on, nope. Or did I just turn it off? I can't tell. No, it's on.
Huh. Can we just slap it to the side here? Ignore that.
Okay, it's not looking like we can give it no gravity. Unless my command is wrong.
Why can't you give it low gravity?
It's also... Oh, you haven't put that on conditional.
Well, yeah, we can put it on conditional if you want to.
I thought that's what the point of the particle was.
Execute as fishing bobber, run data merge entity at s no gravity 1b. So that doesn't work, which is weird. Because it works on everything else, literally.
The Discord link I will post for you now. There is the Discord link.
Mizot is saying, is it me or is the stream super dark? We've switched over to the dark side.
We're in the end. I guess I could try...
Increasing brightness, maybe.
Setting it today? I don't know.
Oh, my brightness is moody. Okay. That might have helped slightly.
Triss Gamer says, regarding the food debate, you can make it where it takes items from your inventory and then gives you a Minecraft effect. Yeah, you can do that, Triss Gaming, but You've got to convince me what the benefit of that would be. Like, for effects, you've got potions, so why would you want a food that has an effect? For me, as a Minecraft survival player, it wouldn't make the food superior enough to put the effort into making it. Like, most of the time you don't need effects, and when you do, why not just make a potion?
What? So giving it a motion of 0 causes it to fly forward, then hit like an invisible wall, and then slowly sink. Are you seeing this as well, or is this... No, I see it when you do it as well.
Yeah, just... Yeah, of course, sports.
That's a very interesting behavior.
This is completely valid, because you throw it, and then it takes a second, or like, take to realize it's been thrown, then it kills its motion, and falls down, but gravity is still applied to it afterwards, so... You've got to do something like...
I just changed it to 0.3, and now it bounces and then falls. I think we know why they wouldn't let us target fishing bobbers for so long, because they were trying to hide how broken they are. They also seem to despawn at a much lower like spool distance now. Like they retract quite quickly, like quite close to the player. They'll maybe the server is still drawing them as being placed further from the player.
Let me put up a sign for people to know how to get to the end.
Do you know what? Maybe it's if the bobber doesn't hit the ground for a certain time, it despawns rather than the distance from the player itself. So as a result, it's like because we're constantly teleporting it upwards, it doesn't think it's on the ground, so it just despawns.
Grind, you get to the end by using these wormhole potions in this chest.
What, is there not a fishing advancement trigger?
Surely there must be one, like...
What we're going to do for loot tables is... Can I scale that? Yeah. If you want to suggest something you think would make good loot in the chat, I'll type it into this text document and we can build up a list of things that you should be able to fish in the end.
Oh, there's a fishing rod hooked trigger, but only after the player reels something in.
Hey Dennis.
Spox, why are you in special chat? Oh no, that's special.
Who's in special head?
I'm
over here. I'm stuck over here right now.
Ryan went up in flames. Okay,
I think you drank the wrong one there, bud.
So fishing bobbers are weird. Let me... I'm fairly sure the guys on the labs Discord already came up with like some way to make this float.
I thought they suggested an invisible shulker or a barrier block.
I think any entity would actually work. But how would you...
Oh, I guess it would hook onto the entity, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if we just summon that onto the entity, does it work? Like, this is a horrible idea, but I will do this now.
So you're going to summon an entity constantly at the hook.
Yeah, but I will put failsafe in, don't worry.
Okay. Ender pearls, chorus fruit. Tree Gaming just Tree Gaming just makes me want to go and read old childhood Penguin books from Penguin Publishing. I can't see what Blue's doing until he's done.
There we go.
Execute as type fishing bobber at S unless entity at E type equals Minecraft armor stand distance equals 2. So unless there's already an armor stand, summon an armor stand.
Well, now we have a nice curve function.
I guess your radius is too short for the speed of the bobber.
Yeah, I think the armor stand just doesn't latch. This bobber just doesn't latch onto the armor stand.
Should we try a living entity? Well, I mean, armor stands are living entities, but do they usually hook onto? Oh, it does hook. If you throw it at an armor stand, it does hook onto the armor stand. Like I've caught this one, but that's one that was already there. Can we use the carrot to summon the armor stand slightly ahead of the direction that the bobber is moving? Provided that it's looking in the direction it's moving.
Yeah. Would just... No, it isn't. The bobber is just looking in the default direction. But this is an amazing curve drawing tool.
It's summoning them pretty far away from each other still.
And it's just every tick though.
Don't be tempted to kill Ati-type because armor
But
stand, because the overworld's probably still loaded.
Summoning.
They are all
not
tagged
summoning.
with test.
Okay.
But they're not summoning at 20 hertz. They're not summoning at the position of 20 hertz. Because if I made a thing that makes the Enderab particle, and there's one Enderab particle per tick of its life, and it's only summoning their armor stand for like a couple.
It's only whenever it's 2 blocks away from the armor stand, so the radius is correct. It's just not hooking onto the entity.
Check, yeah. I can.
We could summon a bubble of entities around it and kill all of the ones that don't have a bobber on them afterwards.
There you go. That's 20 hertz.
Beautiful.
That's actually very pretty. And a lag machine. Look at this curve up here. Oh, somebody kill it. Like, look at the tip of that curve.
Your bobber despawned. Or did you stop it?
I reeled it.
Uh-huh.
Look at this.
Very pretty. Okay. By the way, if you're in the overworld on the streaming server, you should be able to take a Sauber Cauldron potion from in front of the stage. It's the top one to get to the end. So, we can make it hook onto an entity, but the entity apparently needs to be alive for more than a tick or something before the bobber can hook onto it.
Yeah, so how can we...
We could summon a bubble of entities around it and it'll catch one of them. What about a ghast? Try a ghast because they have a really huge hitbox, so the bobber might still be inside the hitbox of the ghast when the ghast becomes hookable, if that makes sense.
What if I summon it underneath it, Sparks? Because it drops down anyways.
That's true. We only want to make it hook.
Doesn't work it doesn't work either. What if I summon it like far away below it, like 3 blocks?
Where are the crypt particles?
Yeah,
okay.
See them?
Below them.
Oh yeah, that's working. It's but it has to lose all its forward momentum. Like it's when the curve becomes a straight drop when it loses its forward momentum.
Wouldn't that be bad? Like that just makes it so that you have to throw it out a bit.
It means you can't if you cast straight. Although I guess we're not going to. We probably want fishing to happen at a certain height in the end, right? Like, what is this? This is.
I wouldn't bind it to a fixed Y height.
Oh, really?
Would you? Because if you do, then you would require players to go down there.
Do you think people should be able to fish on top of like the end towers and stuff? On the main island.
I don't. Do we have a kill command for these?
Yeah, I just did.
Sparks, can you put up a kill command for these in this command block?
Also, you'd be able to fish like this if there's no Y height. Like it's just up there. Above me. I guess that's kind of cool if you can fish in mid-air.
I mean, that's kind of the mid-air thingy. Sparks, can you put your kill command into this command block?
Oh, I see. Can I what? Put my kill command where?
Put your kill command into this command block.
Done. Can you check it's alright before we run it again? I fixed it.
I will put in a distance.
990 says, let's just summon tons of ghasts. What could possibly go wrong? I am curious to... Well, actually, I think I like the behavior of summoning the armor stand because there's a certain delay before the bobber stops. Unless you shoot straight down, in which case it's pretty instant.
I think now we can do that thing where we add a distance tag to reduce lag.
I can't figure out which direction the bobber's facing when it's thrown. It doesn't seem to make any
just
sense.
north. Just the
Well, no,
default
because this
direction.
way it's facing... This way, when I throw it this way, it kind of faces north-ish. But this way it faces south.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, it does.
It points up, and then it points like kind of diagonally, but then as it falls, it points more and more upwards. It's kind of weird.
If you shoot straight down onto a solid ground, it also... I think we should only summon it if it has air below it or something.
Yeah, probably.
And
That would actually solve our issue. Only summon it if there's only air below it.
if block -1 air. Let's try that. So now we can do this, but this... Oh, that still did it. Okay, I guess we have to look 2 blocks below it. Oh, I'm not... Bedrock! Okay. I'm just pressing escape to exit command blocks because that saves in Bedrock. So that just popped into the ground without an entity.
I want to vary this Y offset. Still works with -2.5. What about -1.5? -1.5 doesn't work. It must be greater than that. -1.8. Doesn't work either. Oh, you know what it is? I think it is that the fishing bobber has to be outside of the entity's hitbox.
And then fly into it.
Yep. Armor stands are 2 blocks high.
That
so
would make sense.
I propose it needs to be greater than 2 blocks below. Yep.
Bobbers don't have an age tag because they're not living, I guess. So we can't tell how long it's existed unless we give it a scoreboard counter.
Yeah, now that I made the number barely enough to hook onto the ammo stand, now you can just throw it down and will directly hook on. And summon infinitely many.
What, is it still summoning more? When it's
It
still?
is, yeah. So if we increase the negative offset, that makes it so that the bobber flies further and falls down further before it works.
Which is kind of
So-
nice.
If I set this to -4, it goes quite a way before it hooks on. And you also can't just... well, you can in a way, just throw it down, but it makes it so that it goes further.
Yeah, directly down works normally. Like, it's still pretty quick.
Yeah, but we would have to check for non-air blocks anyways.
I think there should be some indication that the bobber is in fishing mode, perhaps, when it... I mean, it stops moving, which is a good indicator, but like if you throw it on the ground, I don't know if there's a way of telling players that fishing won't... What is this particle? It looks like offset from the bobber.
That's me trying to figure out which way it's facing. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
crit particle.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense because it's facing in a different direction every time.
I guess it's like items. It just picks a random one when it summons.
No, it doesn't. It isn't. Like, it's south or north-ish. Right, Special?
Sure. I don't know. No clue anymore.
What does stream chat say? Summoning a million armor stands. Yeah, we are.
That's about right.
Let's just try it, I guess.
45-degree angle is the angle that gets you the thing thrown the furthest distance, right?
Assuming a frictionless environment, which Minecraft is not.
Oh no!
Interesting.
That's a horrible sound.
Sorry about that incident.
Was your no AI tag wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, you just gave it the no gravity in the tag, but no AI.
Yep. Alright, no AI this time.
No Nines says not wanting to say I called it, but oh, they push each other around.
Oh no!
That's beautiful and eerie, but it's not helpful. Although they are being, I think it's no,
yeah,
no,
they are.
it's not
they are
hooking.
being hooked, but they are being weird. Like if you reel it in, you take.
Oh, that's right. Ghasts are really weird with their like no AI stuff, I think.
Yeah, but I noticed that if I throw my reel, eventually it just unreels by itself. I think maybe it gets too far from me or something.
Yeah, it's because it hooks onto the gas, and the gas gets pushed away by all the other gas.
Okay, that's a lot of gunpowder. Cropper says I'm not joining the server. There's no stage to get onto. Tiny Atoms, we are fishing. We want to work on end fishing. I see. Wait, hang on. Oh, Cropper is asking what we're doing. Tiny Atoms, Atoms explained. Never mind. Okay. We have a basic way of getting the bobber to hang in the air, so that's a good start.
It's not a perfect way though. I don't like the Amazon way.
Just for players, because we did have a very short discussion about this before we started the stream. We were thinking it might be cool to, when you fish in water, there's these like fish particles that come at your rod, like a water drip particle that arrows towards your rod. I think it would be really cool if there were end particles that did the same thing on the same height as your bobber. And then Special went off about curve equations or something.
No.
I think we should clear some of these ghasts and maybe set it back to armor stands.
We have to check with the armor stands if it works when the armor stands are invisible.
That's a good question. That's a good thing, actually. It's one of those things where you think, oh, of course it'll work. But then, you know, Minecraft. You can turn collision off using teams, but they might not be able to get hooked by the fishing rod.
The armor stands are not invisible. The armor stand should now be invisible. It still hooks onto them.
Where's this facing command? Can we get rid of it?
Yeah, it's the two that aren't blues. Yeah, that one.
Bonk. That looks pretty cool how it just stops. Although the line hangs lower than the bobber. For mine anyway.
Yeah, it's Minecraft. It's weird with the fishing lines.
Yeah.
The fishing line is such a lazy approach.
It's trying to draw like a parabola or something, isn't it?
It's just such a lazy approach for a fishing line.
We are also still constantly summoning entities, I think, when the bobber is sat
still.
still.
Oh yeah, my game is just crashed.
Let me fix that. Right, now we shouldn't be summoning entities constantly anymore.
We are not. We're not.
We are.
Really?
I think we are.
I'm seeing it stopping. Oh my god, what's it doing?
Wait, what?
What even is that?
What happened now? Like, what changed?
I don't... I think there's a kill command running at 20 Hz. Somebody's running the kill command at 20 Hz, I think. Maybe? No. It's gone back to normal now.
Is it summoning more? I'm not sure. Well, for this we need to work out some way of stopping from summoning like 100 armor stands when it only really needs 2.
Well,
Or
right
1.
now I see bobbers out and the number not going up. Like I'm looking at the entity figure and the F3, by the way. And it looks like it.
Oh, Ryan, can you?
Like right now it's at 13 and it's just stuck there until someone throws a bobber and then it goes up. It's a shame we can't do area effect clouds because they'll just automatically like despawn after a couple of ticks. But I'm certain that fishing bobbers won't hook onto them. Be interesting if they did though.
Doesn't seem to increase, yeah. So this kind of fixed it. But now we need to make it stop summoning all of these. Would it be worth it to summon area effect clouds in the first place and then only if one sticks around summon an armor stand?
No, they don't. They don't stick to area effect clouds. Thought I'd try it just in case.
Yeah, but would it be worth it summoning area effect clouds with a despawn delay? And summoning the armor stand only if the area effect cloud sticks around for...
Sorry, say that again?
Wait. Never mind. I thought about maybe we could summon like area effect clouds. And then if the... Never mind, it's a stupid idea, it won't work.
I think we're just going to have to summon an entity the whole time it's moving.
There must be a better way.
Well, we could read its X and Z motion into a scoreboard, and when it falls below a certain value, start summoning them. So that we know it's moving pretty much straight down.
Let's fish some effect clouds. What way do they like? Aha. Or read the Y motion wizard does.
It looks like the bobbers hook onto the heads of the armor stands, so
Yes, they do.
I guess we can also just have a scoreboard that kills any arm stand called tests with the score greater than 2 or something, and that doesn't have a bobber at exactly its head. Right?
Probably special?
Maybe. Thinking about it still.
There must be a better way of doing this, like... This seems so inefficient.
Nothing else is...
Like, about 100% of the armor stands we summon aren't used.
Do you think that putting their motion into a scoreboard is a bad way of doing it? Because they're only going to do it once they're because we only want to start catching them when their downward momentum is a certain value, right?
Probably.
Although it looks like it's more important. It looks like it's their X and Z being not very large. 0. It's more important.
Yeah. Very low.
I don't know. That's how I might do it.
Better way of catching these.
Well, we can't check their age. We could I don't know if there's a good way of telling whether something is over void, because I think the only way of doing that is
checking every block below it.
You can clone every block below the bobber to itself if it's air, and check whether that number matches the bobber's Y coordinate.
The annoying thing here is that finding the bobber is really easy. We just need to look for the bobbers. And in theory, it would be really easy to just say, hey, bobber, float in the air, but we're struggling with the part telling it to float in the air.
Yeah. Did we... We tried a ghast, it didn't work. Wait, was it something a ton of ghasts because we didn't have the unless entity?
Yes, but still ghasts are weird. I would rather not use them.
Okay.
Especially since then they would despawn if you're on peaceful.
Oh, that's a good point. Since we're using our own fishing mechanics, something that 99 just said, jokingly, makes me think that we could have bait attached to our rods.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It overcomplicates it, to be honest.
Okay.
That will make it too different from vanilla, I think.
Okay. What wire react?
How do we catch these?
57. I'd be very tempted to just make Y64 the height for fishing, because that's the sea and most water levels in...
Yeah, but then what happens if you fish below?
Oh, the 64 is here, though. That's like above the main island.
Yeah, islands are pretty low down.
They are, yeah. It's like the very top of the island where the portal is. Oh, the portal is pretty much at 64. It's... How many barriers are on the floor here?
A lot.
2.
Yeah, 65. Yeah, the portal is at 64. Maybe you should fish, because bobbers don't go in. Bobbers don't go through end portals. Maybe we should just
fish in the
end portal, because you can tell when it's inside an end portal block, and go from there. Although I suppose any item we try to send to the player with a nice arc will just go through the portal instead.
Yeah.
What happens to bobbers when they go through a end gateway?
Nothing.
Nothing. They just...
Nothing, yeah.
You just sit there.
I will turn off the bobber armor stand thing for now.
Okay.
You
You haven't turned it off.
There must be a way to do this more efficiently, like... So we can't do motion, because then they just do weird thing, right?
Yeah, they bounce and then they unreel because they think they're too far from the player or something. Looks like it is. It's not. It is distance from the player or time spent traveling downwards or something. Because if I throw it up, straight up, and let it fall, it has a lot longer lifetime than if I throw it straight down. But it seems to despawn at the same distance from me. Yeah, it looks like it's distance from player when traveling horizontally, maybe. If I throw it up and then I drop, I wonder whether it despawns while it's going upwards. Oh, it does. Okay, it's distance from player.
Huh. How do we make him stop falling? We could just place a barrier below him and be super cheaty, but that's horrible. That's a horrible solution.
It means the player can stand where the bobber is. Unless we are constantly checking
there will be
the
leftover barriers, because we will never handle. We will never clean them up perfectly.
Well, we would always summon an area effect cloud in the block, and when the area effect cloud stops noticing a bobber,
it won't work. There will be errors. Like on PS5 special me did the portal spiral thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 failsafes for it built in, but still it fails sometimes. I think it's due to lazy chunks and chunk unloading. So blocks wouldn't be a good idea unless the block is super cheap. But we don't have super cheap invisible blocks.
Can you make fishing rods spawn dragon eggs?
Oh no.
It's void caviar.
Wait, I think I can do that. No, I can't because it's. I think I can do that. No, I don't want to because that would be horrible.
What, summon dragon eggs?
Yeah. Okay, now that the end is a mess, how do we stop the bubble from falling away?
We can't set it to no gravity. We can't give it an upwards motion. We can't. Have we tried teleporting it up?
We haven't.
Motion didn't work, but because it actually, come to think of it, that is really weird. If it's distance to player, that motion wasn't working, unless it was like a server client desync thing.
I bet it is.
Does anybody know how many blocks per second it falls at?
I can look it up, but the distance between player and bobber before it despawns is 33 blocks.
Okay.
You're working on teleporting thing?
Wouldn't it be nice if Minecraft was easy?
Look behind you, Sparks.
Yeah.
Look where I am.
Yeah.
Look up to me.
Oh!
It's a desync thing.
Uh-huh.
So this is the server position. And down there's the client position.
And this will be why we were having that despawn problem.
Yep, and now it looks like the server controls detaching. So
Yeah.
as long as I stay close to this.
God damn it, Minecraft.
Can we somehow update the client position?
I don't know of any way to do that, because we have this issue with area effect clouds as well, don't we? I think it's just a thing that the server doesn't send packets to the player for, to save on performance. Because the idea of area effect clouds is that they don't move, and I guess bobbers are supposed to have a very predictable motion.
Yeah, I see.
They're included in the projectile class.
Oh, special.
So
you had some experience with projectiles, right?
Yeah, so no projectiles get their position updated faster than once a second. Oh dear.
Bugger.
So
Yeah, I mean you can force a position update to the client by updating its error value, like toggling that between 1 and 0, but it causes a lot of glitchy behavior because your client's still trying to render it on the same path it was before. And as far as I know, there's no way to like send the updated motion to the client. So it just ends up being wrong.
Must be a way of doing this though, like.
And we can't use barriers.
Add stuff to the normal fishing loot table.
What about if we used an invisible shulker instead? Because it would
You can't get the shulker entirely
teleport
invisible
away.
Oh, I
because its
guess-
head stays visible.
And charges are invisible, yeah.
also shulkers will teleport if they're not supported by a block.
So the armor stop method is the best method we can use, basically.
Oh no, that's a terrible idea. I was going to say, can we rest it on an end portal block? But that's, even if it worked, would be a really cheaty way of getting back from the far islands. Just throw your bobber and jump into the pool it spawns.
Yeah.
Well, it makes for nice shooting stars.
What effect do we have on it right now? Oh, is the teleport command still running?
I changed the teleport a bit.
Oh yeah, that explains it.
Huh.
I thought we were going to be smarter than this.
I figured something cool out here.
Yeah?
The bobber's looking vector,
Yeah?
while it's in the air, is the negated motion vector.
It's the what now?
The bobber's looking vector is the negated motion vector.
We don't have a...
Oh, why?
We don't have a command anymore.
Wait, it can't be blue. The looking vector is a 2-parameter vector, whereas the motion is 3.
Come over here and press F3 and B. If you throw this, and then it falls down in the void, the looking vector aligns is up, yeah, and
Yes, but
gets
it's
weird once
not.
it hits
It's X and like it's horizontal does not align though. Like that doesn't match up.
Wait, what? But this is clearly.
Oh yeah, you're right.
dragging behind.
Yeah, I see exactly what you mean. It's looking in the opposite direction to the direction it's currently moving.
It's a negated motion vector.
Can we use that? I guess we could use it to
That's
summon
what
something in
no.
front of it by summoning something behind it.
Yeah, well, we could use it as a condition. Making the armor stand method not as terrible.
So check that it's facing straight up.
Yep.
I am listening. Assuming...
But special said that doesn't work.
X and Y of the looking vector are swapped? What?
Well, yeah, it's special.
Cleaning up breakfast.
I'm sorry.
Come over here, special. Follow me. Here. Yeah, special. Get yourself a fishing rod, there you go.
I've seen the direction. It doesn't. It goes like the X direction does not go in the. I understand the Y part. Like that's the same with arrows and stuff too. But like the X direction, no idea.
Sparks, can you throw your thing in my direction?
Oh, I see it. Yeah, this is pointing in the direction it's falling in the X.
Wait, what?
It's pointing, yeah, in the X and Z, it's pointing in the direction that it is moving. And in the Y, it's pointing in the opposite direction to where it's moving.
Oh,
Here,
I see.
look
However...
at it from here. Come up here, Sparks, and look at it from above.
Yeah.
Above me. I'm over here.
Yep, we are above you.
So, like, if you look at it from like straight above.
Oh, it's
I
just
see.
random.
No, it isn't.
It's not random because it's the same every time it's in the same direction, but it's not like correspondent to the X direction at
Oh,
all.
I see what you mean.
So
we don't care about
yes,
that.
it does eventually go upwards. I don't
We only
know what
want to
determines
check
X.
the Y axis
Yeah,
anyway.
if we check once it go up, or if we only summon the armor stand once that looking vector goes upwards, then we have a proper condition.
What even is that parameter?
I don't know, to be honest.
X rotation or Y rotation?
Y rotation 0? Is it? Can you do a range like you can do with scores?
Yeah.
So I'll do like -5 to 5.
Where do anvils come from now? Where's the missile anvil here?
X rotation and Y rotation are the replacements for RYM, RY, and then RX.
Well, that's not working at all now.
Check #server GM4 Discord. I will check that.
Oh, because the Y rotation is a range going from negative 90 to 90.
So
0 is horizontal.
Oh, so what's up?
If you wanted it to face up, it'd be between -90 and like -85.
Wouldn't it be +1 to -80, -91
No,
or something?
+1 is just above horizontal.
So it's -90 to -85.
Yeah, that's looking straight up, and then like 5 degrees down, or between directly vertical and 5 degrees down.
While Special and Sparks are working out the technicalities, here are some ideas for the module to put in later. So people had some ideas in the Game for Unofficial Labs Discord already. And somebody was saying that we could make it so that you can reel in a phantom, and that phantom can drop an elytra or something along those lines. That would be a possibility.
Can I have a look at that? Have a look at that bottom command special. It's currently not working. It's the first selector.
Maybe that's the X rotation we're supposed to be looking. No, it's Y.
It may well be X. Weirder things have happened. I think I've run into that before, but I think it was might have been Bedrock.
X rotation should be horizontal. Oh man, let me try thing over here.
Why do we hear phantoms? Why is there a falling anvil?
It's Mesode.
Maybe it doesn't.
Oh wait, no, sorry, my bad.
vertical.
It's Steve. Maybe the client direction is different from the server direction. Can we summon that carrot thing again?
Oh no.
Because I think the carrot
Yeah.
thing you were summoning was. Oh, that wasn't in the. That was in the. Because that was in a fixed direction. I don't think that moved. The particle you were summoning with the carrot key.
9 says, I kind of want to look at the Boba code now. It must be awful. Please do so and tell us all about your adventures. What's for all the phantoms?
What are you doing special?
Trying to see what it's actually. So I'm just pulling its direct Y rotation values out and shoving it in the scoreboard now.
-88 I saw there at the very end.
Yeah. So it's weird that that selector's not working then.
We have -80 to -90. Which -88 covers.
Oh no.
That was me. My bad. Spam incoming.
What's the on message?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Brian talking.
Oh, you can't dual wield fishing rods. That's weird. If you cast a fishing rod with your left hand, or your offhand, and then you put one in your main hand as well, the line just switches rods, which is super weird. Wax, did you just commit murder?
Yes. I was trying to push him off the edge, but I guess his weak little heart couldn't take my love taps. Oh, you got a facing up message?
Well, no, it doesn't actually work. Why is there a bobber in my face? All I could see was a bobber. I couldn't even click on anything.
Super annoying. This is Forrest. Stop it.
It wasn't me, but it is now.
No. Alright, so if I step onto this, it looks like I'm facing.
Hey guys, can you stop fishing me off here, please? Okay, so like its Y rotation is definitely hitting.
Maybe. Okay.
It's definitely like you can see it. Its NBT says it's definitely like
Yeah.
Is your.
So
negative
something's wrong with our selector, I guess.
Oh, I know what's wrong with your selector.
between 90 and 85.
Minus 90 I put. Should it be 90?
Yeah. Well, no, it is negative.
Yeah.
See it? It's on the side. Oh, that one worked.
It hit minus 90 for a brief moment, that's why.
Can you stand on it again?
Well, because now you have it inverted, Blue. You have the
Yeah.
minimum higher than the maximum. And that's just all of them.
Damn it. So minus 90 to minus 85, you said. Why is this thing on again?
I guess now it's working? It's been on the whole time.
Okay, some of them work. So I have a thing now that puts a particle at all of them between negative 90 and negative 45, which works like half the time. If you throw it to the west, it usually works.
Doesn't work for me. There it goes. Wait, it works if I throw it up special.
Why? Rotation.
Do we have to multiply these numbers by -1? For no reason.
We can't. Not
Can
in
we...
the selector, we can't. Because we're using the Y rotation selector component. Unless that's just broken for bobbers. Which it could be.
We need people to stop throwing bobbers while we're testing stuff.
Can we stop throwing bobbers? Where did my fishing rod go?
Special
Oh,
cleared
I
it.
To the abyss.
If you throw it up now, what happens? Oh, it also triggers. So multiplying by -1 doesn't for some reason. This is weird. Your scoreboard on the right is the direct output, right?
It's directly pulling it straight out.
So maybe we just have to go off that scoreboard.
That just means we have to have a 20 Hz clock. Or we have to have a faster clock checking it. I guess we don't, because we'd just be checking the Y rotation directly. We could do that on a slow clock too. Detecting motion is more reliable than this weird facing value.
Yeah, but
I don't think
what would he...
I
don't think the motion holds any information about bobber.
because I think it falls at a pretty steady rate, even like regardless of the horizontal momentum. I think it's always falling at the same rate.
Well, that's how gravity works.
Yes. So the Y velocity is not going to be telling us whether it's falling enough.
I'll store the motion in now. Oh, that's gonna double. That's weird. Its vertical motion slows down as it falls.
What happens if you throw it upwards? Because it might be being propelled down before it reaches terminal velocity and slows.
Maybe.
Looks like that's what was happening. -345.
Also, it really doesn't look like they're despawning 33 blocks away. They go pretty far.
Yeah, I think it's -345 means it's happily falling.
I like terminal.
If you throw it straight, it's the downward motion starts off as pretty much 0.
I don't think the motion holds any information about our case of the...
I mean, besides its actual motion.
Yeah, but unless we do fancy vector stuff, we can't tell that it goes down and not straight.
Interesting.
In that case, I would rather just read off the looking value from the scoreboard, the Y looking value.
But the velocity's working between 345 and -345 and 346 means that it's been chucked for a certain distance. When it's on the ground, it has nothing or 0. I think we can just use the Y. I can't find an angle where when I throw it, it immediately reaches 345. I can get kind of close-ish, but it's still like a second or two.
I bet there must be an angle, Sparks.
Probably, but I can't find it.
Stop throwing yours. What are you looking for? -345
yeah.
or something? There we go.
It's close, but it seems to speed up at those angles. So that's about the angle.
I can get to -29 and I can get to a bit above, so there must be angle Sparks.
My point is that
assuming this is continuous.
We're struggling to get that angle, which means that generally when people throw this fishing rod, they're going to get a certain distance between it and them before it starts trying to fish, which is kind of the effect we want, right?
Yep. It's actually an interesting question. When do you want a fishing rod to start fishing?
It shouldn't have anything...
When it hits the water.
I don't think it should have anything below it. It should just have void below it, right? Or should you be able to fish on an island?
It was more of a general question. Special, yeah, you got it. I guess when it hits the water, but there is no water here, making things more difficult.
You said its terminal velocity was 345?
Minus 345. Which is interesting because for Foxy Boxes, I was looking at the downward velocity of players, and it's like minus 1,300 or something, I thought.
Yeah, for different types of entities, it's different.
Which is weird, because you'd expect them all to have to like push up against the floor to not sink through the floor the same amount. Since maths shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Well, you see, Minecraft has an enhanced aerodynamics engine, gives different shapes to different terminal velocities.
Well, they just give different entities different gravities and different drags and stuff to make it seem more real. Like, in the real world, acceleration due to gravity is like 10-ish.
Yeah,
whereas in Minecraft it's 32.
The bobber falls really slowly, and I guess they just achieved that by capping its terminal velocity.
Yeah, and actually the terminal velocity isn't like a hard cap. They actually do the correct terminal velocity, like as a resulting thing from drag.
Oh, they just give it drag. Okay.
Yeah, so there's an anti-motion drag in every direction. So when it's going downwards, at some point, the drag, as a function of velocity, hits a minimum or a maximum.
Let me put out here a proposal here. Would people be interested in a stream where you would just have special me and Sparks chatting about weird drag and physics stuff for 1 hour?
Oh no! Please no! Please say no. So one thing that's interesting though is the bobbers having like the maximum value of 345. I'm looking at the Minecraft Wiki's table of like their motion and gravity and stuff, and bobbers are not on the table, but that terminal velocity is also not on the table. So bobbers have like a whole nother acceleration and drag constants compared to other stuff.
Alright, so we can use that though. Like, did it work?
Oh, I'm dead. When did I die? Wait, why was my score negative?
Good question. You're just bad at escape. So, no matter what we do now, no matter whether we use the velocity or the looking vector, we'll always have to store it in a scoreboard.
I guess so, yeah.
Right? Because apparently the looking vector behaves weirdly.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So what do we... What's more reliable?
Well, let's... We're currently reading all the scores in already, right? So if I just go type fishing bobber and then do scores equals...
Special, where's your command block that stored the number?
What's the name of that scoreboard? Debug underscore register?
Debug, just debug.
Oh, debug, okay.
Apparently my texture pack has a slightly different model for the dragon skull, the dragon head. So instead of holding it, it looks like it's on my arm. Like a glove or gauntlet.
That's the same for me, and I'm using default.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're just a puppet master now.
Huh. I didn't realize you wore it like a glove. It also takes up half of my screen, but that's fine.
Oh, I escaped the command block again. Okay, let's try this. So that should just summon a single one when it finishes falling.
No. I summoned a ton of them.
Oh, are they still invisible?
Are they?
No, they're not. It's not summoning any at all.
Well, it summoned them for me, Sparks.
Really?
If you look up. Yeah. Look up there, that happened to me.
Wait, when you threw it upwards? I see. Which, but interestingly, it's hooked. It's hooked onto the first one.
Is the motion thing still running?
Yeah.
Why
The
is not-
one at the bottom is an ender pearl, which apparently doesn't have a maximum velocity.
It's really interesting because it's hooking onto. I think we need to increase the radius. It's looking for the armor stand.
Your thing is faster than mine, Sparks. I was gonna summon TNT at them. Yeah, but this looks promising at least. Like, we have a ton of armor stands, but...
Right, this should fix it. Ready?
Ready? Nope. There's just one armor stand.
Cool. I think I need to change the Y check, because when I'm generally casting these, it's getting too far away from me before it's actually... Oh, that one worked.
I
Okay.
like that.
Yeah. I just increased the radius it looks for the armor stand. Is that...
It just falls a bit, but that's fine, I think.
Yeah, well, you can't see that when the armor stand's invisible.
I guess sometimes it doesn't hit terminal velocity. Yeah, if you just throw it down straight, it doesn't hit terminal velocity.
Yeah.
Is there a problem?
I think it's getting away from you before it slows down enough. I guess we could just check for...
Is it an issue, though? Like, didn't we want to prevent people from just fishing?
We want
by
people to
throwing
kind
it
of
straight
cast
down?
sideways, yeah.
Yeah.
Does sideways not work?
Sideways works.
Sideways works, yeah.
Oh,
In fact, a
okay,
good angle
that's
is like
interesting.
45 degrees or something. Works well.
Does it
Probably
work in all,
45 degrees.
in all cardinal directions?
Oh, actually, I just did... Oh, that one nearly got out of range. That's another good question. Yeah, the cardinal directions thing.
Mine just went to the void.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't catch. That one was fine.
Could we try a range of
I mean-
like?
I mean, the thing is... Why say a dolphin?
We could try a slight. I don't know. We could try a slight range. So instead of
Now that we have this casting delay, like they fall a bit, we kind of limit the Y height as well, so you need to be fairly high up too.
345 to 340. I'm increasing the range that it allows it at.
Why would you want to, Toffee? I don't know why you would want to detect the Y height. I 360 into the void and wormhole back. Yeah, wormholes are nice, right? What is stream saying? Non-answer is saying, if someone cares, Y rotation equals arcus tangents of motion Y square root of the other two motions squared. So that's basically the Y rotation, the fishing bobber equals the arcus tangents of... Wait. Oh yeah, of the Y motion multiplied by the length of the XZ motion vector. Wait, why?
no, that's the Y component over the magnitude of the horizontal component. So it's like they forgot a term.
Yeah, it is.
It looks like they potentially just forgot the Y component of the motion term there. Does someone want to put that on the bug tracker and be like, excuse you?
This is not
See
how
if they
math
fix
works.
Yeah. Like you forgot
I
a
mean, it
whole
works
dimension
in-game,
there,
but
pal.
It's what? Missile just. So to detect when to hook, I would check if they have assisted for at least a second.
You're missing a what now?
Oh, I was missing it 8 times. 57.295.
What's the
Wait, what?
57 time?
Oh,
What is that supposed to be for?
Where does the number come from? It's oddly specific.
But it just keeps on going?
Oh, special, I know
that's
what happened here. Maybe they forgot about
Where?
the term when that code was made, like in early alpha. Not forget about the dimension there, about the Y dimension. And then he wanted to fix it, and he just multiplied it by some integer and some floating point number till it worked.
Oh no.
That's what it looks like to me.
I want to know what that number is, though.
Okay, so
It's like you have an angle at the end, but then you're multiplying by 57.296, which makes no sense. Nothing's jumping out at me at what value that could be, or why you'd want to multiply your angle by a constant at all.
Oh, these armor stands aren't called test anymore. Oh, they're tagged with test, not.
They're tagged with test.
Right. Okay, that's why my thing's not working.
I mean, this explains why. This explains a lot. Like when you cast your fishing rod, for the first second or so, the looking vector of the bobber kind of freaks out.
Right. So now you should be able to go through.
Oh, is that? That's apparently the.
Hey, Blue.
Oh, so that's 2 pi divided by 360 degrees.
Blue.
Oh, so that's just convert. Yeah, it is.
Blue.
Yes, Sparks.
If you retract your hook now, it'll get rid. I say it'll get rid of the armor stand, but it didn't.
I like it. This is nice. I think it's the first time we're actually using command blocks again.
Did somebody turn this off, or was that a unusual behavior? Where did that armor stand
It doesn't seem to work
from?
if you throw it straight down, but that's fine.
Oh, that was me. I reeled mine in.
Like if you throw it straight down, it gets out of range before it hits the terminal.
Yeah, but that's fine, I think.
Which is alright.
What the hell?
It's kind of weird that some entities don't have a terminal velocity anymore.
Wait, which entities
Like-
don't have terminal velocity?
Players and I found out Enterpearls and Snowballs don't. Which presumably means
Special?
things like
Hold
arrows
on
as
to-
well.
Special, hold on to your pants.
Why? What pants? I'm
Hold
not
on
wearing
to your pants. You, sir, are going to space.
Ah!
What's your Y height?
Why
Special?
am I going up still?
Special, give me your Y coordinate.
15 million. Or sorry, 15,000.
Alright, so
But
now
I was going up for a while. How was I still going up?
Oh, you can relative teleport out of the world, that's not an issue. So now you shouldn't hit a terminal velocity, you're saying?
Yeah,
Use the special?
just
What?
pull
the
my Y
friggin'
motion
hell?
into the debug.
I'm pulling your Y motion into a debug.
Oh no, I guess I have hit a terminal. Negative 3.29. Yep.
What is... What? What?
What's happening?
Welcome to Minecraft.
What?
Where are you? I'm still falling really far. I haven't even gone 5,000 blocks yet.
You're speeding up though, Special.
Nah, I've hit terminal now.
What's happening, Sparks?
Do you see this armor stand up here?
Yeah, up there. Yep.
Okay, if I remove my bobber, it's gone,
It's
right? Okay, I'm gonna do that again.
Yep.
Okay, it's gone. Is somebody messing with me?
It's gone.
No, it's fine. I'm getting this thing where sometimes the armor stand is still there after I retract it, and then when I try and
How are you killing them?
I'm giving them a tag, then the bobber is removing the tag, and then I kill them if they're missing the tag.
Oh, we should just do
Sorry,
unless entity.
other way around. I'm giving them a tag if the...
We should just Sparks your in 1.12. We should just go like every ammo stand that's a bobber marker. Unless there's a bobber nearby, kill yourself.
I can't even break terminal velocity with an elytra.
I feel like
Although
somebody...
it makes me sound like I'm falling a lot faster now.
I feel like somebody was messing with me because this is not happening anymore. This thing I was having...
9-1 figured out new stuff here. It actually does make sense. Well, the constants anyways. Exhortation
Yeah,
is
'cause it's-
arcus
It's happened! Oh, God, what?
of motion z times 180 divided by pi. That looks alright. ZY... Do you wanna... Oh no.
Why is the X rotation anything to do with the X and Z motion? I'm still falling, by the way. Although
Okay,
putting on
okay,
elytra made it sound way epicer.
I will pull you back down, Special. don't
No,
worry.
no, no, I'm almost there. My journey's almost complete.
Okay, I will remove this lever. I will get ourselves a test pack up here. That way we can actually put this in a data pack. Especially that you update the test pack format thing.
Hopefully.
You're,
Okay, I'm at 100.
You're right about the kill command, by the way.
Oh no! Wait! I don't know where the island
nope,
is.
you were wrong about that kill command.
Oh no.
What's the kill command? Unless entity type fishing bobber. Don't kill it. Wait.
I'm not doing at S, that's why.
Oh yeah.
Now it's working.
The armor stand gets killed before the bobber hits it.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing with rotational with radius values. I think I think
Gotcha.
the 5 I had before is what I need. There you go. Cool. Wow, we just spent an hour and a half catching a falling bobber.
Oh, the things we take for granted, like gravity and the ground.
There's a book that I've just started reading. It was recommended by a Chinese friend of mine because it's originally a Chinese book and it's been translated, which I think you guys might kind of like. It's called The Three Body Problem. Have you heard of it?
Ooh,
Well, that's a thing
vaguely.
I did in physics once.
Oh, really? Okay. The Three Body Problem, the book, it's sci-fi. I haven't finished it, but where it currently seems to be the kind of starting premise seems to be that some super collider experiments around the world have indicated that there is no predictable laws of physics at that kind of level. Like every time they run the experiment, something different happens, and it depends on the time the experiment is run and where on the Earth it is run. And now everybody's panicking.
Okay.
But I think guys might kind of like it because it's kind of psychology and physics and sci-fi. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I can tell you.
That was certainly how Blue passes exams.
I can tell you, Sparks, don't worry. We just don't know what's going on with the universe at a certain.
I know it's sci-fi. I'm pretty sure it has taken some liberties, but
I'm not sure what's scarier: knowing that everything down there is random, or knowing that we don't.
Well, the thing is, we'll never be able to tell. I'm worried we're going to go on a huge tangent now, but I'm always worried that we're never going to be able to tell whether something is random, completely random, or whether we just haven't figured out the rules for predicting it, which I think is what the three-body problem is leading to, the book.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know what the actual three-body problem is, though, that this has been named after.
The level of small is like below boson size. So fermion size.
Mm-hmm.
Boson, not ozone.
I heard ozone as well.
Yeah, I'm like the ozone layer is kind of a thing.
That's a macro-sized thing. Anyway, we're going to get on a huge tangent because we've talked about this stuff before and we spent like an hour.
How about we end the stream for today here?
Maybe we should. It's been an hour and a half. We have the ability to catch bobbers, which is the thing that people were saying wasn't going to work very well in the chat. So I guess we can extrapolate on this. Either a community member can take what we've learned here and design something, or we can work on it later. I think we've kind of shown everything in the stream as how we've done it. There's a few parameters you can play with, obviously, to change how it behaves. One word of warning: if somebody's trying to work on this and they detect whether everything underneath the bobber is air all the way down to void, if you clone blocks to themselves, which is an excellent way of counting the number of blocks, be aware that skulls will duplicate. I ran into this issue a while ago.
Yes.
If you clone a skull to itself, it will drop itself, but also remain placed.
Is that still the case, though?
I haven't actually tested it in 1.13. It was a big problem in 1.12 for me because I was using it to check the height of things.
There you go. Clone them to themselves.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So, clone. Filtered force. Wait, no. Filtered. Is it not? Replace.
Did they remove those?
Well, that dropped a skull.
Do it again.
Hang on. What are the other options instead of replace? Masked. Yep, masked drops it, and then filtered. I guess you'd have to put skull, which is kind of defeats the point. Player head. Yeah, they just drop themselves. So if you use the clone thing, which I once showed off in an article as being a great way of doing things, be aware that it clones skull. So it's great for like terrain that hasn't been touched by players yet, but you don't want fishing bobbers to be skull dupers.
That would be
we are of course taking inspiration and submissions for loot for these things, so if you've got any idea for loot, let us know in some way, DM us, or I don't know, you will figure out some way. If go tweet at us or put
you can send a carrier pigeon if you'd like, but like, good luck finding our address.
Yep.
Oh.
Alright, that's it for today then.
Miso just said use pause 1 instead of motion 1. Any reason?
That would just give you the Y coordinate.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah, I think I just put into my own words that he was talking about replacing motion. Yeah, position 1 will get you the Y value to get the the height, and I guess you can then just clone filtered air. So yeah, you get the Y height into a scoreboard, then clone only air between the player, between the bobber and Y0, and if that clone command equals your Y height, then I guess you have direct access to void. Why do you need clone? I guess you could use fill as well. Fill air, replace air, assuming that returns a number instead of 0. It says no blocks were filled, so you might have to use clone. Or I guess you could... Okay, whatever. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone, and we will head off now, and we will see you next week.
See you guys.
Yep, see you guys.